Hey, you guys. Hey. How are you guys doing? Hope all is well with everybody. So, I just wanted to get on here and talk real quick because I'm always looking at stuff in the YouTube streets. And of course, I'm always looking at the mommy sector. Why? Because I don't know why I'm drawn to the mommy sector, but I am. Okay. I think sometimes people in that sector maybe sometimes kind of lose a little bit of motivation for what they've been doing for years and years and years and years. Things happen, people change, and let's not forget, YouTube has changed a lot, and that's understandable. You constantly have to come up with different ways to do your content, and trust me, I am still a newbie, and I understand, like, you constantly have to come up with something different, and I get it. I see people with a platform, and I feel like I don't know if they're just out of love with it, they're not into it as they used to be, or they're just being lazy and don't want to do it. I definitely know that if my platform was where some of those mommy sector platforms are, as far as subscriber count, they've already developed relationships with subscribers. And if I was in that type of position, I would definitely be sitting down and coming up with content. I don't know. I just look at some of them and I feel like sometimes when certain people enter your life, sometimes it does shift your life. And it shifts your life from what you used to do because they are in your life. And I've seen a lot of mommies on here get in relationships that don't work. And then they change. And you see them grow, but you see them change. I mean, there's nothing wrong with changing your content, but like how they used to do their content, they used to be consistent. They used to have different things to do. And sometimes we let certain people enter our life and they disrupt what we had going on. And sometimes it's hard for us to get it on track because we are so caught up into the person that enters their life. That's like me. When I used to get in relationships, I would just stop doing what I'm doing and I would just make it all about them. I had to learn that it is not always about the person that you deal with. Don't ever fall off track with what you're doing, because when they leave today or tomorrow, you're going to be stuck doing whatever it is that you got to do, doing whatever it is you got to pay. And always be prepared. I had to learn that as well. Always be prepared, okay? Never live above your means. Don't ever solely depend on nobody. Okay, and I'm not just talking about in relationships, I'm talking about in general. Nobody. Another thing I want to speak on is I see a lot of mommy sectors have a lot of they keep getting pregnant. Okay, they keep getting pregnant, right? Now, if you can afford to have as many children as you can, cool. I'm not against nobody having children. But if you constantly get on here talking about you're struggling, you need this, you need that, and you have multiple children, and you keep turning around getting pregnant, I wonder what be going through their heads. Like, if you're already coming on complaining about how you're struggling and how you can't pay this and how you can't pay that, why would you keep getting pregnant? That's what I'm curious about. I knew after my first son, I didn't want to keep having kids unstable. So when I got with my youngest son father, I thought, excuse me, I thought that was it. So after my youngest son, me and his dad broke up, I knew I didn't want to have any more kids because the struggle was real, okay? I don't know, like, in my situation, I looked at my situation like, damn, I'm already struggling, and because I'm struggling, my kids suffer. So I knew I didn't want to bring another human to take away from the 2 I have and to struggle more. So that's why I don't understand why they don't like sit and be like, okay, I can't do this no more. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to, keep having kids because I already have this many and, they're going to be suffering and they're already suffering or whatever the case is. Like, you have to really sit down with yourself and say, hey, I can't be doing this. And that's what I did to myself. I knew I wasn't all the way together to keep having more children. And the struggle was real. Okay, so I knew I wasn't going to be bringing another beautiful blessing in the world, knowing that I can barely take care of the ones that I have. And that's what I be thinking, like, what are y'all thinking by keep getting pregnant when you have 5, 6, 7 children? Like, that is crazy work, especially when you're not married, you're not in a stable relationship. I'm talking about single parents that's not married and not in a stable relationship. And it's one YouTuber in the sector that's younger than all of the YouTubers, some of the mommy sector. They're young. This young lady is younger than all of them and carry herself very well. Get on here and do her content. Take care of her business. Okay? And making what she needs to make. Even before she had a man. And she has just as many children as they do, and she's younger. I'm confused. And I'm so proud of this little young lady. Listen, I support her. I watched every video to the end. And I'm not gonna say no names because if you look at the mommy sector, you know who I'm talking about. Okay? And I'd be like, what the fuck? And I know everybody's situation is different, but some of the mommy sectors got degrees and went to school. And like, if YouTube is no longer serving you, get a job. Or do YouTube part-time and make the other job full-time. Like, I promise you, if I ever get to where I want to be as far as building up my channel, as far as subscribers and getting in the algorithm, you ain't got to worry about me being lazy and not want to do no content. Like, I'm doing the best that I can now on my other channel, on my main channel. But if you have over a certain amount of subscribers and you're already known in that sector on YouTube, like, I just feel like sometimes I've seen a lot of things. They let a lot of people enter their life, and it kind of just messes with them. Like, it messes with their content, and they shift their focus. And once you shift your focus, especially when it comes to a man, I'm living proof. Once you shift your focus solely on them, then honey, everything else in your life is gonna shift. That's why I don't do that. I still do what I'm gonna do, regardless if I have a husband or not. I'm still gonna make sure I do me. I'm still gonna make sure I'm going to stay independent regardless if I have a husband or not. When I say independent, I'm still going to do the things I want to do, accomplish things I want to accomplish, or whatever. I'm going to still not solely depend on him. Like, no, he's there, but I'm going to make sure I have me at the end of the day. So, I don't know. I just really wish that, y'all, the mommy sector, y'all, I ain't trying to tell y'all what to do. I don't want to tell nobody what to do. But I will say, having babies ain't getting pregnant when you have children that you could barely take care of, a household that you could barely take care of. I know I've been there. I can speak on it, baby. But I looked at my life and said, fuck, I don't want this. I don't want to I wanted more children. Oh, I wanted more children. But I didn't want to have any children out of wedlock. And I didn't want to keep having children and be struggling and letting my other 2 kids suffer. Okay? Suffer. When I promise you, my kids are 10 years apart. I wasn't about to be having these babies like damn stepping stools. Absolutely not. The way this economy is and the way things going, pipe it down on having the children. Okay. I just want y'all to understand that, look, y'all have to put yourself first and stop having these children. Think about what you're going to do with your life. You want to enjoy life. You don't want to make your whole life about having children. Like, they are a blessing, but you want to enjoy some of your life. You don't want to spend your whole life raising kids, especially if you don't have no mother freaking help. Like Bookie Butt, my mother worked full time. There was no, oh, my grandmother keeping the grandkids. I didn't have that. My children was in daycare from 6 months till they couldn't even go to daycare no more, which was 8, 9, somewhere up in there. Both of them. Yes, both of my children was in daycare from 6 months to all the way to like 8 or 9. Whenever they can stop going to daycare, after school care, that's when they stop. So grandparents ain't keeping no kids like that. Some of these grandparents getting out and doing their own thing, just like these young folks. So y'all think about that when y'all don't have no babysitter, you can't go to work, you can't do this. Oh, and daycare is out of control now, honey. Or what I used to pay for daycare back in the day was like, what, $90 a week or some shit? That ain't even what daycare is no more, Bookie Butt. Daycare ain't even that no more. So ladies, y'all, I'm not saying this to tell nobody what to do with their body, but I am telling you to think about what you're doing before you do it. Because at the end of the day, these niggas still gonna be out here doing what they want to do, and we gonna be the ones rocking the babies. Remember that. My mom used to always tell me that, and it's the truth. After we had these babies, these niggas can get up, go do what they want to do, leave if they want to leave, and we stuck trying to figure it all out. So ladies, stop having all these children, okay? Love y'all. Bye.